Drone vs ceiling fan. So last weekend, my buddy Dave had a birthday party at his place. It was the usual scene: pizza, video games, and the kind of music that's just loud enough to keep the neighbors mildly annoyed but not enough to call the cops. The highlight of the evening, however, was Dave unwrapping the shiny new drone. Now, Dave's living room isn't exactly the wide open space you'd want for a maiden flight, but when has a minor detail like spatial limitations ever stopped Dave? This is the guy who once tried to host a barbecue on his apartment balcony, after all. As you might expect, the drone's initial ascent was majestic for all of 3 seconds before it encountered its first natural predator, the ceiling fan. The fan, which had been spinning lazily and minding its own business, suddenly found itself in a high-stakes game of tag. In an attempt to save face, and possibly his security deposit, Dave grabbed the remote and began what can only be described as the most intense aerial ballet ever witnessed by a room full of semi-buzzed adults. We collectively held our breath as the drone bobbed and weaved, narrowly dodging fan blades with all the grace of a caffeinated squirrel. As the drone continued its dance, it became clear this was no ordinary indoor flight. It was a spectacle, a new form of art we hadn't known we needed. Our cheers grew louder, and someone even started timing the maneuvers like we were at a gymnastics meet. It was clear that drone dancing, as we spontaneously dubbed it, was bored. Who knew that a $50 piece of technology and a nail-placed ceiling fan could produce such a riveting show? The tension in the room was palpable as Dave, with the concentration of a chess grandmaster, guided the drone through increasingly daring stunts. Finally, in a triumphant climax, the drone performed a daring loop-the-loop that ended with a perfect landing on the coffee table, narrowly missing a half-eaten slice of pepperoni pizza. The room erupted into applause, and Dave, with a grin that could rival a Cheshire cat, turned to us and said, "Well folks, I guess you could say that was quite the fantastic performance." And just like that, we knew we had witnessed not just a birthday miracle, but the birth of a new sport.